Hi YouTube, it is Ty. It's 4 o'clock. Not terribly late, I don't think, compared to how we've been starting, I guess. But anyway, let me get set up so that I can see comments come in. This is a serious part of Sunday Fun Day. And we're breaking it up into 3 segments now. So this is the serious stuff we'll get out of the way, and then we'll get to the entertainment, fun, and all that. Let me get myself set up so that I can see comments come in. Okay. Let me get to my channel. And welcome. Getting myself set up so I can see the comments come in. Let's see, here we are. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Y'all know I appreciate nothing more than a thumbs up and a share. Let's see. Come on now. Okay. And I'm there. Okay, so what we're going to do is give it about 5 minutes. If any channels come in the house and want to say hello and, kind of shout themselves out, then that's always welcome here. But anyway, hope that everybody's having a great Sunday. And we'll get, like I said, past the serious stuff first, and we'll come back to 2 more segments. Entertainment next, and then fun and games and winning last. So just hang in here with me. We'll get through, like I said, the tough stuff. It's been a bad week for children in the news, and I just really hate that. So we're going to have these 2 stories to discuss. So let me get on these comments. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing? Thank you for saying hello, being the first to say hello. I appreciate that. How's your weekend going? Let me know. Yeah, you guys, like I said, it's been a rough week, so we got 3 minutes for possible introductions. We're going to wait for 5 minutes and go on and get everything started. And I have a potential background color. It's just a color idea, and I want to test it, but I'm going to wait until maybe the last segment or the entertainment segment. I'll put it up, and I'll see what y'all think about it. I'm doing fine, thank you. Just a little bit tired as usual, nothing new there. But yeah, I want to get y'all's opinion on that, and let y'all know about some changes that are coming. Well, not major changes. Some good things though. Everything's going in the right direction, so I appreciate that. Let's see here. What else? Thank you for everybody who watched my videos that I did over the week. I appreciate that. But soon we're going to get into this serious discussion. We have about 2 minutes to go. Any channels in the house, please step up and just say hello. Tell us what your channel is about. Tell us the best thing that you put on your channel this week so we can go and support you. Oh, thank you. My hair is on point. So yeah, I told y'all I was putting away my real hair for a little bit. And so this is what we came up with on my hair. Thank you, Brenda. I got the sew in. And she did a good job, I think, matching hair textures for me. So I really appreciate that. And I've been enjoying wearing it. It's been in since last Saturday. No. Since, when did I get my hair done? Monday. Since Monday. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. I was going to say, if it was in last Saturday, I would have seen it on Sunday. But no, it's been in since Monday. I took a half a day off from work. Tuesday. Took a day off from work and got my hair done. Hey, Akili. Okay, good. I have a moderator in the house. What are you saying? Okay, hotness. I see you. Thank you. Oh yeah, I remember you said you have long natural 4C hair. So yeah, this is my goal. So this is what I'm on the journey to grow it out this long. But what was I gonna say? I'm going to have you on duty since you're here. I want all my moderators to let everybody know that we, to ask everyone to please come back for part 2 stream where we're going to talk entertainment stuff, and then I'm going to ask you to come to ask people to come back to part 3 where they can win some money and win some prizes. If you'll do that for me, momentarily throughout the stream, maybe every 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so, I'd appreciate that. And I'm going to ask that if you see moderators come in, that you would ask them to do the same thing. So I guess that there are no channels in the house, so it's time to go on and get started. Oh, it's not 4C, but it looks the same thing. Gotcha. Okay, understand. Okay, So here we go, you guys. Very, very sad stories for this segment. Like I said, we'll change the pace in the next couple of segments. But so this week, and I heard about it, I kind of saw it, but I didn't really pay attention when it was trending on Twitter. There was a young girl, um, a 3-year-old girl by the name of Kamille McKinney. I guess Cupcake is her nickname because I kept seeing Cupcake trending. Kamille Cupcake McKinney. And she was at a party. This was in Alabama. I believe it was someone's birthday party. And sounds like it was some type of family gathering, and somehow she got lured away from the party. Um, hey, how are you doing, animations? But yeah, she got lured away from this party, and she was taken by two people, Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown. Now, Derek Brown is a woman. Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown. They took this little girl away, abducted her, and her body was found. Unfortunately, there's always a search when there's a child missing, and there's always the hope that you're going to find a child alive. But no such luck. The little girl's body was found in a dumpster about a week after people had been searching for her. And this person, Patrick, who was picked up for her disappearance, he also had a previous, what sounds like a child pornography charge against him. And I'm always very leery of people who seek sexual pleasure from children. I don't believe that they can be reformed. I would sooner, if I were on a parole board, I would let a killer out of prison before I would let a child molester out of prison. I just feel like people who are into children, I just think that that's a lifelong sickness. And so, who knows what happened to this little girl while she was with these people. And that woman, Derek Brown, has a charge against her, something that she did to her own children. I'm going to have to look that up because I did put a story on Twitter that I'll share as well about these people who picked up this little girl. But very sick, very sad story, very sick individuals. And, was just hoping that the little girl would get found alive, and I hate that that's not a way that it worked out. So let me just go on and get into the story. Those are kind of the bare bones of the story, and let me just share with you all that. And then after that, we have another story to talk about, of a mother whose son was sexually assaulted allegedly at a daycare in Indiana. And the man who assaulted him right now is walking free because the justice system there has decided that the little boy who was assaulted, and this went on, I believe, from the ages of 6 to 8 years old, they say that he is not competent to stand trial. So now the man who was, sexually molesting this child is just running free. He's just out, and that's it. So we'll talk about that too. But let's go on and get into this Cupcake story. And then I want to hear what your comments are. Let's have a discussion about it before we get on to the fun stuff. So, Kamille Cupcake McKinney, a 3-year-old girl whose body was found in a dumpster more than a week after she vanished from a birthday party in Alabama, died from suffocation. So that was, once they found her body, they found out that she died from suffocation. According to documents read during a court appearance from the man and woman who were charged in her murder. So, the man, his name is Patrick Stallworth, and the woman, her name is Derek Brown. Like I said, that is a woman. Appeared before a judge on Friday at Jefferson County Criminal Court, less than 24 hours after the district attorney announced that they had each been charged with capital murder in Camille's death. And I'm glad they are facing a capital murder charge, not any, manslaughter or whatever. And I don't know if the death penalty is a thing in Alabama or not. I know we tend to kind of believe in it more here in the South. And if it is, then if they get it, I wouldn't be sad at all. Stallworth told the judge, quote, I don't understand how I'm being charged with the murder of this child. I don't understand how you can't be, sir. Hi, well. So according to court documents, Kamille died of asphyxiation on October the 12th, the same day she went missing from an outdoor party at a home in Birmingham. Police said the girl, known as Cupcake, was at home with her mother and other relatives. Okay, so this sounds like it was a family birthday party situation going on. And, probably one of those times where the parents felt that they could relax a little bit, and kind of let the kids run free. It's you feel like you're around family, so you can kind of let your guard down. And somehow this little girl was lured from that party that was being had at her parents' house, and by these two monsters who took her away and did God knows what with her before they choked her to death. Her remains were discovered Tuesday in a dumpster at a landfill, ending an intense 10-day search for her. And so I can imagine that community is just shook right now. Anytime people are searching for a child, people just kind of volunteer, take off from work, and these search parties get formed. And the hope is that someone finds a child alive. So I'm sure it's a really hard time for their community right now, and of course her family. Birmingham Police Chief Patrick D. Smith said at a news conference Tuesday that he does not believe Stallworth and Brown knew Kamille or her family for a possible motive. The chief said he believes it was something the suspects, quote, thought about and acted upon. And that's kind of what I tend to think as well. It seems like they were just, for them, to their minds, in the right place at the right time. No telling how many kids were around. Let's just try to see if we can lure one of them away from all these people. And and they were able to, unfortunately. They saw an opportunity to take a young child, which they did. That's what the police chief said. And following Kamille's disappearance, an Amber Alert was issued, and Crime Stoppers offered $20,000 cash reward for tips and information. Frank Bearfield, chairman of the Crime Stoppers Board of Metro Alabama, said at a news conference Friday that the organization received more tips during the search for Kamille than any other case. And so that's great to see. People were trying. Unfortunately, and it did the way that it did. But just a little girl. So of course that's going to touch the hearts of people. A celebration for the life of Kamille will take place on Sunday. That would be today. Her funeral at the New Beginning Christian Ministry in Birmingham, according to an NBC affiliate there. She'll be buried at Elmwood Cemetery. Stallworth and Brown are being held at the Jefferson County Jail without bond. And now, as I understand, the first time the police apprehended Stallworth, they got him, but then they released him. But then I guess they got some more information and they rearrested him, and he's been in custody since then. If convicted, they will face the death penalty. Okay, great. So Alabama is one of those states, and I am praying for a conviction. This is beyond disgusting. It's beyond sickening. But this little girl, didn't even get to start her life. So, these people just took everything away from her. And like I said, who knows what happened? So we know that, she wasn't alive for days and days and days. They kept her, did whatever they did with her, and then choked her to death. So who knows what atrocities this girl suffered, for that 24 or 12-hour period while she was, in the custody of these weirdos who came and picked her up. Let's see, WBTM, the local news affiliate, they reports that Stallworth asked the judge if he could hire a personal attorney. I don't know what kind of money he has or whatever, but anyway, Brown, the lady, Derek Brown, she'll be represented by a public defender, and their next court appearance is scheduled for November 4th. Hey, Nate West. So, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about, what's going to go on with that, and y'all know me with these court cases. I like to tell the story when it happens, and then sit back, watch, and wait, and come back with an update when hopefully these people are sentenced to death. That's what I'd love to be able to come back and tell you all, that Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown were sentenced to death for the death of this disgusting. And this little girl, I mean, what a disgusting thing. I cannot imagine what this little 3-year-old girl must have gone through when these disgusting assholes picked her up. Let me see if I can get my tablet started so I can show you all who these people are, show you all what they look like. And of course, you hear the names, Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown, and you think it's two men, but Derek Brown is actually a woman, like I said, who's had a conviction against her that had something to do regarding her own children. But I'm trying to get the Fire tablet fired up so that I can tell you all what that is. I copied some things on this story to my Twitter account that I want to share with you. Thank you for that second thumbs up. I appreciate that, y'all. Y'all know I appreciate a thumbs up and a share probably more than anything. I really do appreciate that. So yeah. Let me see what y'all are saying about this case. And let me see what y'all have to say about it. Oh, okay, well, hold up. Tab was fired up, it looks like. Because I want to show y'all, just in case y'all haven't seen what they look like. I want to show y'all them, and I want to see what it is that Derek, these... Because like I said, okay, so Patrick Stallworth, he's had basically child porn charges against himself in the past. And Derek Brown has done some type of harm to her own children that she was charged with. So just a couple of lowlifes who took this little girl and killed her. Let's see. And if y'all hear snoring in the background, that is my dog. Okay, so here they are. I don't know how well y'all can see them, but these are the two disgusting people who took that little girl away from her parents' home and went and did God knows what with her and then choked her to death. That is what they are. Okay, and so this is Derek Irisha Brown. She was charged just last year for kidnapping her children, her 3 young children at gunpoint. That was what she had done before. So that's her mugshot from that incident. She love a bad wig, child, but yeah. So really sad day, like I said, for children, because the next story is also about a child. So let me see what y'all have to say about this, and we will go on to the next story. The dogs are fine, Brenda. Thanks for asking. They're asleep. So if y'all hear snoring, that's Rocco that you hear. Let's see here. Brenda said, I heard about that tragedy. So sad. I mean, very sad. When something goes on like this, really, what else can you say? I mean, you're kind of like without words. Keely says, I heard about this tragedy. So sad. Had no idea that the woman wasn't the little girl's mother. What, you thought that the woman who abducted her was her mother? Is that what you're saying, Keely? No, Derek Brown is just some weirdo stranger who abducted this girl and, like I said, did God knows what to her before she killed her. Why are you saying that animation is real? Animation said that YouTube doesn't want us to have this discussion. What do you mean by that? Oh, never mind. He says, never mind. It was my internet. Okay, never mind. Yes, I agree. Keely says, horrible way to go, especially for a child. I mean, yeah. I don't want to be done with this segment as soon as possible, y'all. I don't think I can go an hour on this because it's really pissing me off. Brenda says, you have to watch children like a hawk. Can't keep eyes off them. I mean, yeah, and and that's so sad because you feel like, I think that everyone feels like at home that there's a level, of let it go itness, so to speak, that you can have, that you don't have to, it's not like you're in a shopping mall or a grocery store, or even a public park. You're in your space, you're in your domain, you're on your property, and you do feel like you can let go a little bit. Well, I don't have to watch every second. I can let the kids go outside to play, and then especially when they're saying that there's a party going on at the house, then it's even more extended family. So everybody is around here. They should be good. So it's just really sad that this is what it's come to. I mean, it's sad. It's a really sad thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do have to watch your kids like a hog. I guess, like, you don't even get to have that 1 second where you can let up and feel like things are okay. Yeah, Keely says they must be devastated. I imagine that those parents are devastated. I imagine that whole community is devastated. Who wants to hear about a little 3-year-old girl being found in a dumpster, because some fucking weirdo who has a thing for kids wanted to take her and do something to her. I mean, like, ugh. Disgusting. It's simply disgusting. Achilles says, disgusting. I haven't heard about child abduction from strangers in a while. Well, outside of this story. Yeah, I guess, like, not by strangers, because remember, y'all, we had that story, I believe it was out of Houston, with that guy who killed his girlfriend's daughter, and I can't remember her name now, but I did a whole video on that, and her sorry ass, and how she's taking up for him, but this wasn't a stranger, but it was still abduction. He took the little girl out of the state and dumped her body on the side of the road somewhere. And it looked like he was carrying her body out of their apartment in a laundry basket, but had it like tied up in a plastic bag, like a garbage bag. Y'all remember what I'm talking about? I'd have to go and look at my video library, but I did a full video on that, like kind of when I first started changing up my format. And that wasn't that long ago. So like that's been maybe 2-3 months ago, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Brenda, I'm with you. Brenda says, I don't even want to know what this child endured. I know. I'm with you. I don't want to know either. But I hope that the jury hears it all, and I hope that they are just so disgusted with it all that they can't come to any conclusion but to, put these people to death. It's so disgusting. Yeah, Keely says, I hope they're sentenced to death as well. That's, yeah. Hi, is it Miley Chai or Miley Kai? Let me know how to pronounce it. Thank you for being here with us. I appreciate it. And yeah, I agree with you. I hope they rot in hell. Like, this is disgusting. Let's see. Her own children clearly need to stay far away from her. And I don't know, like, what the situation is with her children. Like I said, the conviction that she had in 2018 was for kidnapping her children at gunpoint. Okay, and like shea butter. Okay, okay. Thank you, Miley. Thank you for coming in. Do you have a channel? If you have a channel, please let us know you have a channel so that we can come and support you. We like to support the channels who come here and support us. So let us know. Yeah. I guess that maybe she was already sentenced to stay away from her children, or I mean, since she was punished for kidnapping her children last year, it sounds like she already doesn't have custody of them. So that's a good thing if that is the case. But so maybe, I don't know the child's father, or if there are multiple fathers. I don't know what the situation is, but it sounds like somebody's already figured out that this bride doesn't need to be near her own children. So, but I hate that she got a hold of someone else's to do this to them as well. Let's see here. McKinney says, no remorse on their face. They need to be beat to death. I wouldn't have a problem with that. When people do things to children old people and animals. I have absolutely no sympathy for them whatsoever, and whatever comes their way, it just comes their way. I don't have any sympathy at all. Like, I just feel like you have to be some kind of monster inside to go and do things to children. Um, let's see. Nate says, you do have to watch them. I trust very few people with my children, and I don't blame you. I mean, it's to the point where, I mean, like, we see people who are biological parents of children doing fucked up things to, children, to their own children. Thank y'all for that. Thank you for the thumbs up. I just, I don't know, like, people are gross. People are disgusting sometimes. I don't know, like, what this world is coming to. Let's see here. What else are y'all saying? Yeah, Miley came in and said that I hope this. She says that this is awful. I hope they rot in hell. I hope they do too, and I hope that they do it quickly. I hope that Alabama is swift about getting this trial done, and I hope they are swift in putting them to death. I hope they don't get to sit on death row for 20, 30 years and all this stuff. Just get it over with. Kill them. Like, they're disgusting. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that, whoever that it was. Let's see. The very least these monsters could have done is drop her off alive at a shopping center or something. Right. Once they got done with whatever kind of disgusting fetish activity they were doing, it would have been nice to just, drop her off somewhere alive, or, if you didn't want to go back to her house because you're afraid you're going to be caught or whatever, just leave her alive. Like, my God, and depending on what they did, who knows how messed up this little girl would have been had she lived. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the moment they took her life as she knew it, or as it was over because of, whatever they did to her, which is actually a really good segue for the next story, because I just kind of feel like once a child's innocence is taken, especially in some sexual way, then that's no longer the same child anymore, and a part of them is dead. Obviously, I think everyone would have, preferred for this girl to be found alive, but depending on what they did to her little body, I don't want to say there would not necessarily be no recovery, but it would probably be a long road to recovery for this little girl that will require a whole lot of counseling and who knows what else. And that's what I think that this little boy in the next story is facing. So let's go on and switch gears and get to this next story. Again, we're in the serious segment. I'm asking my moderators who are in the house, please let people know every 10 minutes or so, if you'll think about it, let people know that we are doing our live stream in 3 different segments. This is the heavy part, but we're going to log off in about 30 minutes, come back on and talk entertainment for an hour, maybe a little bit longer. Hi, Slick. Slick has a gaming channel. Y'all, please check him out if you're not already subscribed to Slick. He's very supportive of our live stream. Yeah, so I want you to know that we are going to log off, come back on, and do some entertainment stuff in the next segment. And then after that, we're going to log off, come back on, and y'all have a chance to win some money because we're going to play IDGAF for cash. I send you your money straight to your PayPal when that game is over. And we are also going to do a little raffle for some gift cards. And I'll do some housekeeping stuff in the next segment, and I'll let y'all know what we have, coming up, because I have, like I said, next segment. But for now, this is a serious segment, so let me get to the next story. So the charges against an Evansville man. Actually, let me get a sip of coffee. And in the next segment, I'll put my coffee in my Sunday Funday mug. Hold on. That's perfect. Okay. The charges against an Evansville man accused of sexually assaulting a child at his wife's daycare have been dismissed. When I tell you, I feel like the system has failed this little boy. So the case against Gregory Michael Johnston, a 38-year-old man, was dismissed without prejudice, which that's good because when the case is dismissed without prejudice, that means that the case can be reopened. And thank y'all for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And so, or it can be filed again. So, the mother of the reported victim, her name is Kelly Jo Marshall, and she has spoken out emotionally on social media saying she's angry and wants justice for her child, and I don't blame her. Johnson was charged in February with 6 counts of child molesting as a level 1 felony and 1 count of dissemination of dissemination of matter harmful to minors, and that's a level 6 felony. He posted $15,000 cash bond the same day he was arrested, according to the court records. And Grant said his bond and Johnson's obligations to home detention have all been released. Now that's his attorney. So in a motion to dismiss, Deputy Prosecutor Emily Hall writes that, quote, the state has been informed that the victim is unavailable to testify and does not know when the victim will be able to testify. So because of this, they're saying that the little boy, they're saying he's unavailable. And I don't know if he's unavailable. It might be traumatizing for him to testify, and especially if he has to see this man in court again. But so for that reason, like now, none of this matters, none of this happened. So, in a statement to the media, prosecutor spokeswoman Jess Powers said the decision to delay prosecution was made, quote, upon recommendation of the therapist and community partners involved in the case. So they're not saying that it's all the way out, like over with, done, but they are calling it a delay in prosecuting this man. So how long will that delay last? Like, who decides when this young boy is able to, is suitable to stand trial or to go through a trial? And is there a statute of limitations on this? Like, what if he's not, what if he's not up to it, by the time he's 15 years old or 20 years old, I hate it. I hate how these kids are being done. The state of Indiana was forced to dismiss the case without prejudice in hopes of refiling charges in the future. The ultimate goal of our office is to hold any criminal wrongdoer to justice. However, the health and well-being of our victim is of the utmost importance and must take priority. I just kind of feel like, aren't there times when, like the testimony or like the police reports, whatever information they've already gathered from someone, couldn't that be enough in this case, since we're talking about an 8-year-old? Because this was happening apparently since the little boy was 6. He's 8 years old now. And that's still very young. So, can't exceptions be made when there are children? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. Never went to law school a day in my life. But it just seems like there are times when there are exceptions to some rules, So, the case gained national attention after Tammy Rivera, the wife of rapper Waka Flocka, posted about it on Instagram on Tuesday morning. Rivera encouraged her 6.7 million followers to call the city and the prosecutor's office demanding the case not be dismissed. So kudos to Tammy Rivera, because I'll tell you, that's someone I'd never heard of until she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I thought that she, like most people who I see as reality TV personalities, was just basically full of shit. And she does seem to be, for the most part, when I look at, and she hasn't been on Love and Hip Hop, I guess, in 1 or 2 seasons, but when I saw her, she was always just kind of on some bullshit. So I do appreciate the fact that, she's using her platform to get this message out and encouraging the people who do follow her to get this message out. I never heard of the case until this week, so kudos to Tammy Rivera for that. We need answers now. Repost. That's what Tammy wrote, and that post had nearly 52,000, a little over 52,000 likes. Shortly after she posted it on Tuesday, like by Tuesday evening, it had over 52,000 likes. Um, and Tammy Rivera also posted a video to both Instagram and Facebook by Kelly Jo Marshall, who said, it, excuse me, that it was her son who reported the sexual abuse by Johnson at the daycare center that Johnson's wife operated. So again, this man who was sexually molesting this boy, allegedly, we have to say, he is the husband of the woman who owns that daycare center. The daycare is called Little Piggy's Child Care, and it closed voluntarily the day after the arrest, and it remains shut to this day. Thank God. And who knows if this boy who is speaking out, who knows if he was the only one? There might have been other children. In the video posted Friday night, Marshall said she doesn't normally, quote, put my business out there, but after the phone call I got today, I just don't understand. Maybe it's not for me to understand, but what I do know, as a mother, I'm going through every parent's worst nightmare, and I can imagine that is just about it. The only thing that she has going for her is that her son is still alive, but I know that child is going to need some major counseling, and who knows what else. She says she received a call from the prosecutor's office Friday saying they were putting in a motion to dismiss the charges against Johnson. And I know that had to be devastating for her to get. She says, quote, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The system is really messed up. This man molested my child, a man I called bruh. This man was a pallbearer at my mom's funeral. So she knew these people very well. Her child or children had been going there for years, but this is someone like who was a friend of the family. This whole time, this man was messing with my son, messing with him. And for that prosecutor to call me today to tell me they are putting in a motion for dismissal, that was a smack in the face, because you know what I've done. I've done everything they've asked me to do. During much of the video, Marshall is shouting and crying emotionally, and I cannot blame her. I don't have any children, but I can only imagine, as a parent, a good parent, one of the most fundamental things you want to do is to be able to protect your children. So here this little boy, he went to the right people, he said what happened, and obviously, being a little boy, he can't do all the speaking for himself, so his mom's going to have to step in and, be the parent, be the legal adult guardian, and this is what needs to happen. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this, and to be told that nothing's going to be done now, even if they are saying, we'll revisit it later, that's got to be the biggest slap in the face and make her feel, I would think, so helpless as a mother that I can't do something to protect my child right now, Let's see. She says, he gets to be around other people's kids? She asks, how the fuck is that even right? I'm supposed to sit here and trust the motherfucking system? Really? Nah, I'm not trusting nobody else. And I'm sure, that she doesn't feel like she can trust anyone. I can't blame anything that she's saying in this rant. I can't blame her for it. The child told an interviewer at Holly's house that the abuse happened at the daycare at Johnson's home on the east side. The child who accused Johnson of abuse also told investigators Johnson made threats and showed the child pornographic videos on his phone, police say. The probable cause affidavit in the case was graphic. And so that's a thing, it's easy to, and just like you hear with these priests, manipulating children, scaring them, making them think, okay, if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to kill your mom, I'm going to kill your family, you're a 6-year-old kid, of course you believe it, you got some big man telling you whatever, okay, and so you do whatever they say, to do. Lord, in an interview with the Courier and Press Tuesday, Graham, hey Megan, how are you doing? How are you doing? Y'all go to Megan's channel. She is truly an amazing woman. Go over to Megan's channel, y'all. Visit her if y'all aren't already checking her out. But in an interview with the Courier in Press Tuesday, Graham, and that is the one who is Johnson's attorney, the alleged child molester's attorney, said Johnson has maintained his innocence from the beginning and his family has stood behind him 100%. Quote, some of the allegations frankly didn't make sense. That's what his attorney is saying now about this little boy, pointing to accusations made in the probable cause affidavit. They just weren't accurate. There was going to come a time when the rough had to meet the road, when we had to take depositions and other evidence comes up. There was a lot of inaccuracies. So his attorney is taking up for him. I mean, that's what he's hired to do, and I understand that. But, oh, you guys, I just have so many problems with this. In her video posted to social media, Marshall said that she'd done everything that was asked of her throughout the entire process. She expressed her anger at Johnson, telling him he would reap what you sow because you have completely robbed my son from everything. I'm sure she means of everything. My son is not the same little boy. He'll never be the same little boy because of you and you out here walking. That's what she's saying in the video to the guy who allegedly molested her son. Marshall said she's not done working toward justice, and I hope that it doesn't get to the point where this woman tries to take justice into her own hands and goes out there and does something to this man. And I say that because I don't know if the father's in the picture, but this little boy needs his mother at this time. But I could see it getting to the point where, you're so frustrated, you're so angry, you feel like the system has failed you. I know who he is, I know where he is, I'll go take care of it myself. I could see her literally wanting to, put a bullet somewhere in this man's body and in his life. I could see that. I hope she does not. But, oh God. I'm going to fight this to the death of me, she said in the video. I mean that with every breath of my body. I'm mad. I've been mad all day. I'm sick of it. At the end of the day, my child has to live with this, and we have to live with this. Gramp, the attorney, said he'd heard about the social media video. He said that case was never what it was played up to be. It never was. The facts were never as they were alleged to have been in the probable cause affidavit. These types of allegations are horrendous, but if you don't do something, if you didn't commit the crime, that stain is left on your character for a long, long time. If the mother's out there playing that tune on social media, I can't prevent her from doing that. Y'all, give me just a second. I'm so afraid I'm going to lose y'all, but give me a second. I got to go unlock a door. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Stay with me, please. Okay, sorry. Okay, here I am. Quote, I'm very happy for the resolution. This is the attorney. I'm very happy for my client and his family. It's good we don't have to go through that trial, although I'm confident we would have won. He has his life and his future and all his family and friends ahead of him. And wow, like, I'm glad that the attorney is happy that his alleged child molester client doesn't have to stand trial. So one thing that he's saying is that the little boys, some of what he was saying didn't make sense, and we have to realize that this is an 8-year-old. Who knows how good his memory is, and I can imagine some things like kind of maybe being out of sequence or something if they're asking him things that happened, from years ago or whatever, but I can't um, I wouldn't expect some little child to just have all the facts together. Like this is not a 30-year-old man. Well, yes, on April 12th at 2:45 p.m. When my mom called to say that she was on the way, 5 minutes later, Gregory Johnson's dick was in my mouth. Like, I don't expect for a kid to have details down like that, but I also don't expect that a child is just going to make up things regarding sexual of a sexual nature. A 6-year-old doesn't even know like where to begin to make up that kind of stuff. So I believe the child, and I also believe that it's possible that the child could have some things out of sequence or an error. I think that he could be maybe not necessarily misinterpreting things, but misremembering things or whatever. But a kid doesn't even begin to know where to make up things like that without there being some basis of truth to it. So let me see what y'all are saying about this. Then we're gonna log off and get to the fun stuff, because this stuff with these kids is about to have me on here crying out of anger, because I hate when people do stuff to kids. I hate when people harm children and elderly people and animals. Those things I cannot take. I don't take well. So let me read y'all's comments, and we'll talk about this, and then log off, come back on, and we'll talk entertainment and fuckery, and then we'll log off again and come play our game for cash money. And we have a raffle for gift cards today until I get my mugs, but we'll talk about that little housekeeping stuff at the beginning of the next segment. So let me see. I gotta try to keep y'all with me. So let's see here. Hey, Megan says she's excited. I'm excited that you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Let's see here. Yeah, Keely says, very true, Ty. I agree. Once sexual abuse takes place, it changes your entire makeup. And so, again, that was a transition from the first story into this one. Thank you, Akili, asking everybody to hit the thumbs up for me and letting them know that we are going to be splitting this live into 3 different segments. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to do this part first. Then we're going to log off, a whole new thumbnail, whole new title, whole new everything. Because one thing that I do hate, we used to doing a 3-4 hour live stream. And one thing that I hate, like I'll list all the, try to list as many topics as I can in the title of the video. And then we, just had some serious segment where I'm in tears, y'all are in tears because I'm crying or whatever. And then we're off of that, we've been off of that 20 minutes. Now we're just talking some fuckery with Brianna or whatever. And then somebody comes back, hey, have y'all talked about that, terribly tragic mass shooting yet? We are done talking about that, So for that reason, I like the way that we're splitting up the live stream now. So we don't have that issue, where people shouldn't be now at this point coming back asking, once we're done with this, I don't need anybody coming back asking me, hey, y'all talk about Cupcake being dead? Nope, we're done. We're done with that. Okay, so let's see here. What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? Miley says, this makes me so sad. How can anyone do this to a child? Kill them already. I agree. I am with that, and I'm not some big, huge death penalty advocate, but in these cases, I totally am. Kill them. Let's see. Where is the justice for children? Apparently none, and that's what it seems like. Brenda Holiday is asking, where's the justice for children? And it seems like this week for sure, there is none in the United States. I don't know, I don't know. That's a very good question. Nay says, I think because the case was dismissed without prejudice, it just means that somebody didn't come to court prepared for the judge. Well, they're saying the reason they dismissed it without prejudice is because this little boy isn't able to stand trial. But at least it's dismissed without prejudice and not just dismissed. So, So they do have the opportunity to open it again, and I hope they do it as soon as possible, and get this man put away. Let's see. It probably was more children molested at this daycare. I tend to believe that as well. But then you never know with child molesters. Sometimes they'll single out one particular kid for whatever reason, but I would not be surprised to hear, that other little children come forward, and like how disgusting this man has a thing for children, and how convenient for him that his girlfriend runs a daycare, or wife, whatever, runs a daycare. It's just a Achilles says that is disgusting. I'm sure that husband and wife most likely had that daycare as a way to get easy access to victims. And, if that wife is in on it, I mean, because sometimes y'all never know, sometimes we see these instances where, a woman is married to a man and she thinks, and it's not just, women to men, but I'm saying that because that's the case here. A woman is married to a man and she thinks that she's getting one thing and she has something totally different. He might be living this totally different life behind her back. Now, I think that because of what she does, she ought to be looking for signs and all that, but still, there's a chance that she didn't know. Plus, like this woman whose son it was, this was a long time friends of theirs, so maybe she, even if she thought or suspected him of, messing around with kids, well, he's not gonna mess with her kids, like that's our friend. Maybe if she knew, she thought that there were some limits, to it, but now if she knew, then she needs to be in jail too. Both of them need to be in jail, especially this one they both were in on, so that she can, I know my husband has a thing for kids. I want to get him easy access to kids, so I'll set up a daycare. Now, if she's on some shit like that, then she needs to be behind bars as well. But there's always a chance that she didn't know. I mean, like we've seen guys live double lives, whether it's, just an affair with another woman, being down low, with other men, or having this kind of, fetish for children. Sometimes the wife just doesn't know. And so I can't say. I don't know what's going on with that woman. Looks like it's time to burn somebody's house down while they're still in it. Nay says, yeah. If he truly did this, I don't have any objections to that. I love you too, Megan. Megan's my sweetie pie, y'all. I love Megan. He showed him videos. That is mentally scarring for life. Yeah, okay. To each his own, everybody. Pornography is something that I've never been interested in, and I know that people like it, and I'm not. It's not judging. I think that if couples want to watch it together, especially if that does something to get them in the mood, then fine. Me, I don't like it. Like it's like an attack on my soul. I don't like watching pornography, and that's me as a grown ass 43-year-old adult. So I can only imagine, seeing any kind of, some kind of pornographic videos, when you're 6, and somebody telling you, well, this is what you're gonna do to me, look at this video, and this is how I want you to do me, like is in this video, whatever. Like that would fuck me up. That would fuck me up, and that's as an adult. So I know that a little 6-year-old boy is like, like you can't unsee that shit, and who knows how many times that played over and over in his little mind. Like, oh god, yeah, me too, Megan. Just heartbroken about this story. I feel you, Yes, it does make me sad. It does make me sad, Megan. It's just tragic. Megan said, I'd like to get behind her. Yeah, I know, like, it feels like she needs a force. Like, what can we do? Like, other than, we can retweet the story, make people aware, but, like, what can we do from where we are to help this woman? And the other women like her, who knows how many times over that this is happening? This one just happened to gain national attention because some random woman who was on Love and Hip Hop, retweeted the story, on her platform. And so who knows how many more of these stories there are, that we're just not hearing about. I don't think that this woman's case is probably all that unique. Just don't cry or I will. I'm trying not to cry. I've been alright, just tired, Megan, trying to get everything in the world done. behind on a construction project for the Army Corps of Engineers. We're trying to wrap it up by Christmas. Um, Working 6 days a week for the most part, and trying to get my YouTube to do what I wanted to do. But yeah, I've been busy and tired. But I enjoy this. I enjoy my real time conversations with y'all. I really do. She's going to stay, man. That mother, I believe so. Brenda said, I hope she doesn't take revenge on this person, but I would understand it. Yeah, if I were on the jury, she'd walk free. But yeah, I hope that she doesn't. I hope that she's able to, calm herself down and not take it that far. But I would totally understand. My whole outfit is a vibe. Oh, well, thank you. Y'all know I'm just trying to put on something so I can be comfortable, sit here and talk to y'all for 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Megan said that voice scared her. The voice I made. I'm sorry. I'm trying to scare you. Neighbor says a child wouldn't know how to make up something sexual because a child should know about things that are sexual. Exactly. Like he, at 6 years old, you don't know how to, you don't even know how to make that up. You don't have the knowledge to even dream that stuff up. So yeah, I'm with you, Nay. Megan says she's excited. Good. You're gonna stay with me all of the for all of the segments. Achilles says exactly. Of course, a child would have things a little out of order, while still telling the truth. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think that this boy is lying. That's just not the impression that I get. Oh, thank you for tweeting, Megan. I appreciate that. And somehow, okay, I'll get to that in the next segment. But y'all, somebody remind me. One of my moderators, somebody remind me. The next segment. Somehow I want to start giving out incentives for people who bring people here. If it's just gift cards or something, I want to give out something for people bringing people to the stream. Well says cup them and bring them into a room with dad for 24 hours. Yeah, they need something. I'm down with that street justice when it comes to kids. I'm here for it. I am 100% here for that kind of stuff. Naywa says yes, but whoever is defending him is supposed to have him prepared to stand trial, and I think that's where the ball dropped. Either that or he's just too traumatized, and I don't know. I don't know what it is, Nay. I don't know a whole lot about this other than really what I, was able to find out this morning. And I don't know where the ball has been dropped, but it has clearly been dropped. I just don't know where. But then again, predators catch hell in prison anyway. That's true too. And he, let him catch hell twice. Let him catch hell as many times as possible. I'm okay with that. Thank you, Akili. You're moderating your ass off. See, that's why I need my channel to grow, so I can pay my moderators. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. Yes, she says we'll be wrapping up this segment of the live momentarily, so grab a quick snack and come on back. Keely's always thinking about food. So yeah, we got about 2 more minutes to go in this segment, and then we will wrap it up, and I'll come back. And if y'all give me like 5 to 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll talk entertainment. But let's see. Yeah, okay, so we're pretty much through these comments, but thank y'all for being with me on this first segment. I will show y'all my hair. Y'all know, okay, so I was wearing my real hair for a month. I was only planning on wearing it for 2 weeks. I wore my real hair for over a month, and so now she's back. She's sewed up. I'm braided up and sewed up underneath all of this hair. Hi, ENS. How are y'all doing? Okay, you're new here. Do y'all have a channel, ENS? Let me tell you, the way that I do my live streams, and thank you for being here, I appreciate it. The way I do my live streams now, like as literally about 3 weeks ago, because I go about 3 to 4 hours. So we break it up into 1 hour segments. So we're almost done with this hour. We do the serious stuff first. So we talked about the death of Cupcake, the little girl who was found, and then we talked about this young little boy who was sexually molested, allegedly, and the case was dismissed without prejudice, but still dismissed. So now we're done with that. I'm going to log off, and then in 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be back. Hey, you not ready 365? Y'all, that's another one of my favorite channels in the house, the Party People. Okay, so cool. Okay, so if y'all will come back, let us know something about your couple's channel. And then, but okay, so I'm going to log off, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about things that are going on in entertainment and just general fuckery. Like last week, we talked about the coochie eating pastors, things like that. So we're going to talk about entertainment related stuff in this next hour. I'm getting ready to log off, and then after that, we're going to log off one more time, and I'm going to come back, and we're going to play a game that I made up called IDGAF. It's a YouTube scavenger hunt where I send you the different music videos and you answer questions, and the winner wins whatever is in the pot. Right now, the pot is at $10. If we get any donations by Super Chat or PayPal, we split them in a third, add it to the pot, and then I zap that to you while we're on the live stream. I zap that to your PayPal or your Zelle registered bank account or whatever. And then we're going to do a raffle for Subway or Starbucks gift card. Just depends on what the winner wants. So just stick with us, and we're going to have some fun. This was a serious segment. I'm going to log off right now. Thank y'all all for being here. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Y'all know more than anything, I appreciate a share and a thumbs up. I enjoy getting your money, don't get me wrong, but it really does help me when y'all share and bring people here and give me a thumbs up to help my analytics. So I appreciate you. And the channel is growing, and we're trying to go some places, so want to have some fun. I want to have like more stuff coming in so I can give y'all bigger, better prizes when we do our third segment. Okay, so please give me a moment. Give me like I said, give me 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna log off. I'm coming right back on, set up for entertainment. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace. See you in 5 minutes.